Welcome inside Crown Lanes in Leavenworth, Kansas, where qualifying has just been completed at the 2024 Kansas City Open April Point Tournament. And we have a tie for the 5th position in the stepladder finals here in Division 1. So we will have a 2-frame roll-off to determine which of these two players will get that 5th spot. First to go will be Landon Stoddard. Oh, and he gets the 9 to go late. So a strike to start this 9th and 10th frame roll-off. They will bowl 2 frames, and if it's tied then, they will just rinse and repeat. Cody Spangler, the rarest of rare birds here in the Kansas City area, a left-hander. We don't see many of those up here for some reason. And,
I'm a little bit tired today.
and he almost bowled on the wrong lane. He will move over to the right lane and throw his first of 2 frames. That ball cuts sharply through the nose, and he leaves a difficult spare. The 2, 4, 7, 8. Cody from Topeka, Kansas. And that's a great spare. So now he will move to the left lane and bowl what amounts to a 10th frame. Comes in a little light, doesn't get the swisher to go. And he's left with the 10 pin. So the best Cody can do is 39 with a spare here and then a strike on his fill ball. That would force Landon to strike once in the 10th frame. He would need spare strike for 40 to win by 1. Cody covers the 10 pin. And now the critical fill ball. Count could prove super important here. He's got to get all he can. And he throws a rocket to the pocket. And down they go. So 39 for Cody, and now he will sit down and hope. Landon can win this roll-off with a strike on his first ball. He'll still need some count, but a strike on his first ball here in the 10th would make his job a whole lot easier. If he doesn't strike, he'll need to spare and then strike on his fill ball for the win. Oh, but that one cuts sharply through the nose, and he leaves the 3-6. So his job now is to convert this spare and then throw a strike on the extra ball in the 10th. If he were to happen to get spare here and then get 9 on his fill, we would have a tie and we would do another roll-off. Oh, but no. He chops the 3, and that hands the roll-off to Cody Spangler. Cody will move on to the stepladder finals today. From America's heartland, it's Prodigy Bowlers Tour. Celebrating junior bowling and elevating junior bowlers. Today, episode 167, the 2024 Kansas City Open April Point Tournament. 5 players have qualified for the TV finals, but only one can emerge as the champion in Division I today. Let's meet the 5 finalists. Bowling in the first match is the number 5 qualifier, Cody Spangler of Topeka. He'll bowl the 4 seed, Vincent Valdez of Olathe, Kansas. The winner of that match will face the 3 seed, Logan Glinka of Topeka. That winner will challenge the number 2 qualifier, Tashawn Clark of Kansas City, Missouri. And the winner of that match will bowl for the title against Caden White of Lee Summit, Missouri. He's our tournament leader today. One of these 5 gifted young athletes will emerge as the Division I champion today at the KCO April Point Tournament and will sign the coveted trophy pin on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. Once upon a time, on the little plot of land where Crown Lanes sits today, there used to be a children's amusement park, Kittyland. And out by Spruce Street stood Rex the dinosaur. Kittyland is long gone, but Rex still greets the bowlers who come to Leavenworth, Kansas to test their skill at Crown Lanes. We're here one last time this season to see the awesome skills on display of the Division I group of players at the 2024 Kansas City Open April Point Tournament. A total of 26 contestants in Division I made this one of the largest Division I fields this season. On our last episode, you saw the Division V group vie for their title. In all, 5 average-based divisions competed for 5 titles. The Division I group, the one we're showcasing today, is comprised of bowlers with averages of 200 and higher, and this is the one KCO division that bowls scratch. Players in all 5 divisions bowled 6 games of qualifying, 3 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. Now let's take a look at how the qualifying round went down in Division I. As you can see, Vincent Valdez seized the early lead with a 277 in his very first game, while Caden White was right on his tail with a 257 and backed that up with a 279 to take control. Caden's 772 series this morning put him in the driver's seat heading into the afternoon. Logan Glinka was neck and neck with Vincent Valdez. Both turned in a 717 series in the morning, with Cody Spangler just 1 stick back. Tashawn Clark, Caden Ball, Landon Stoddard, and Eli Clinklin all turned in scores above 700 for their morning effort. Others in pursuit included recent champion Dason Tidwell and Kayla Hedges, who won on Prodigy last season. As we scroll down the list of Division I contestants, a lot of names familiar to regular Prodigy viewers stick out, like the Dill Pickle, Dylan Pollard, Paul Stigall, Ethan Deal, Christian Leahy, Thomas Futrell, and others. Then in the afternoon block, Tashawn Clark put on a huge push thanks to a 280 in his first game in the afternoon block. But Caden White kept his foot on the gas in games 4 and 5 and was able to cruise to the lead despite a fall-off in his 6th game. The 5th position ended in a tie, and you saw the roll-off between Cody Spangler and Landon Stoddard when we first came on the air today. Just missing the cut was Caden Ball, another recent winner on Prodigy. And as we reveal the bottom half of the field following the afternoon block, you see how the qualifying round took its toll on some players. But as we crank this thing up, we're only concerned with the top 5. And here in match 1, only players 4 and 5, as the survivor of that roll-off for 5th place, Cody Spangler, takes on our number 4 qualifier, Vincent Valdez. Both of these two are making their first appearance on Prodigy Bowlers Tour today, and they both have quite a rooting section in the audience, so this could get a little loud today. Cody, in fact, is bowling in his very first KCO. He survived the roll-off, and here he is. He's starting on the wrong lane, though. Comes in thin, leaves the 3-9. Why is he starting on the right lane? Match play always starts on the left lane. I'm not sure what happened here, but I guess we're just going to do it backwards this match. All right, the 3-9. Not the easiest spare to start with. He'll move a little left with his feet. Throw it over his strike target. Let that ball hook on past the 3 and carry out the 9. Just like that. All right. Now Vincent Valdez, or Vince as he is often called. This young man actually colorblind, but I'll bet he can tell the difference between the pins and what's around them. And that's all that matters. And I'm sure he can tell those pins are standing way too far apart from one another for his liking. The 6, 7, 10, what a way to start. Although I remember on the very first ball of the very first episode of Prodigy, Charles Bostic left this, and then he made it. Vince gives it a good go, but that's an open frame to start. This young man started bowling at the age of 5. He's 18 now. Got started bowling when his parents bowled when he was a toddler. He says he grew up in a bowling center. I hear that a lot. So now he moves over to the right lane and hopes for a little better outcome. And he gets it. A light shaker. Little wall shot action as the 4-5-7 are the last to go. Take a look at his style here. Something a little unusual in the backswing. We may get a better look at it later. But there's that wall shot. Now Cody. And the left-hander shows him the same shot, but from the other side. Here's Cody's style. 4-step approach. Swings it way out near the edge. Gets him to scatter. He pulled that one. You could tell it didn't get out near as far to the left, but sometimes we'd call out area check when we threw one of those. He's obviously got some pull room. We're bowling on the house shot like we always do at the KCO. That'll give you a few boards to hit. That only got out to about 8 or 9, but right in the pocket. Looks like a solid strike on the score sheet. Now Vince on the left lane. And he finds the solid pocket as well. This young man lists Kyle Troop as his favorite pro bowler. Over about 17 at the arrows. Swings it out to about 11. And that looked like a pretty good shot to me. Sets his feet carefully. Picks out his target, and then he goes. And you can't do it much better than that. Take another look at his game. Little different kind of backswing. You see at the top of his swing, he's got his forearm almost parallel to the floor. A couple of pro bowlers I recall using a similar style. Ron Williams in the 90s and Joe Hutchinson in the 80s. Of course, they were one-handers. At the bottom of the swing, the ball is inside of his head, close to his ankle. This is ideal. You like to see that ball either under the head or inside of that. When you get the ball outside of the head, you lose lots of leverage. Cody rips the rack. And all of a sudden, we've got a strike fest underway. And you see Cody's got the ball a little outside of his head as his elbow is away from his body. If he would get that elbow in tighter, he'd have more leverage. But goodness gracious, he puts plenty on the ball. He is not wanting for power. But now there, he might have given up just a little too much power to get it back to the pocket. Leaves the 6. An easy spare. This is Cody's very first KCO, so we really don't know much about him. Covers the spare. Now once again, Vincent Valdez. Got some of his high school teammates in the gallery. Paul Stegall among them from Olathe North. Ooh. Well, he got the 9 to go. That makes this spare a whole lot easier. Tell you what, you get your forearm in that kind of position in the backswing, it is hard to return it to the proper position to release it at the bottom of the swing. That takes remarkable coordination. But he makes it work for him. And I know some coaches would probably try to get him to change that. I probably wouldn't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, is my policy. You've been bowling this way so long, I try to start rebuilding things like that, and you're liable to mess him up. But it's certainly not something we would coach. But there's another solid strike for Vince, and, well, can't throw it much better than this. That hand is right behind the ball at release. Man, he does so many things well that I wouldn't go tinkering too much. Cody comes up a little high with that one. He was flirting with a split. The 8-pin went out late. He's left with just the 6. Cody, his nickname, C-Spangs. His brother is the one that got him started bowling. And he takes care of the single pin spare. This young fellow didn't start bowling until he was 12. He's 16 now. He's got a 300 game to his credit. And his high series, 755. That's pretty juicy. Wow. He's just pounding the pocket. Watch this one again. Right over the second arrow, swings it out to about, I guess, 4 maybe on that one. Right in the hole. Vincent now with a strike working can even the match if he can catch a double here in the 7th. But he pulled it. And honestly, I think that's the thing about that unusual arm position at the top of his swing that can get him into trouble once in a while. A 6-9-10. He covers it easily. A straighter swing, straight back, straight through, would likely yield less of a tendency to be wild with a shot now and then. Everybody's going to throw a wild one now and again, but when you add that kind of major variable to your backswing, you're going to introduce some inconsistencies. But he's got it under control most of the time. And that is the result most of the time. And here in the gallery, his fans and admirers, Vince says his best moment in bowling is making many friends, and I love that answer. This game is certainly good at providing you plenty of opportunities to make friends. Cody just couldn't quite kick out the 7-pin on that one. He'll go cross lane at it and takes care of the spare. All right, we're down to the final 2 frames. Cody leading by 10, working on a spare. And once again, the 7-pin won't go. The winner of this match will advance to bowl Logan Glinka of Topeka. And actually, Logan is a high school teammate of Cody. So we got a little high school rivalry stuff going on here in the gallery. We got some Olathe North stuff going on with Vincent and his teammate Paul Stegall in the rooting section. And then Cody and Logan Glinka, both from their high school outside of Topeka. Washburn Rural. Vincent high through the nose and leaves the 3-10 baby split in the 9th frame. This is no time for an open. You want to fit that ball right between the 3 and the 10. Let it nick the side of the 3 and deflect over into the 10. And that is perfectly done. And that keeps him in the match. If he had opened there, it would have been, well, not impossible, but all but impossible for him to win this match. As it is now, he can still take the lead in the 10th with a double. Boy, that was just the way you draw it up. But now Vincent needs a double, and he can take the lead at the very end. Okay, there's one. Man, that was a good one. Little messenger action. Let's see it again. Watch the head pin. The head pin will go to the left wall and come flying across the pin deck to take out the 10. But now he really needs another one. A double here to take the lead and force Cody to double. Oh, man. Like a dagger through the heart. The Stone 8. That hurts. But he's not out of it yet. He covers the spare. So Cody is going to need a mark. The count shouldn't be a critical issue here unless he does something crazy. Well, that's the best kind of mark there is. So now you can do the math real easy. 197 in the 9th with a strike up. That gives him 207 before he throws another shot. Vince just posted a 208. So Cody is going to need 2 pins. And he's got 2 shots to get them. I like his chances. There it is. Cody Spangler takes match 1. And he will face his high school teammate, Logan Glinka, in our next match. Strike here would finish it off, 227. He just threw that one away. So 223, that'll do. And Cody Spangler will advance up the stepladder. Match 2, his opponent, Logan Glinka. We got Topeka on Topeka violence coming up. I don't know how you could possibly have a much more exciting match than the one we just saw. Both players went back and forth with a chance to either take control or take the lead. But in the end, just when Vincent Valdez had one last chance to move out in front in the 10th frame, he was stopped cold by a stone 8, opening the door for Cody Spangler to slam the door in his face. And Cody did just that. I think we had a bit of a high school rivalry going on there in the gallery, as Vincent had at least one of his Olathe North teammates, Paul Stegall, in the gallery to root him on. And Cody goes to Washburn Rural, and there were a few folks representing their team in the audience as well. But now it's Cody Spangler who advances to face his high school teammate, Logan Glinka. Both of these fellas are members of the Washburn Rural Junior Blues in the Centennial League of Kansas High School Bowling. So they know each other quite well. They know each other's strengths. They know each other's weaknesses. And now we'll find out how they do against one another. Logan, being the higher qualifier, had the choice of starting lanes. And he wants to finish first. So Cody will start the match, and this time he's starting on the correct lane, the left lane. Well, that ball kind of jumped on him. It hit the dry out by the outside of the lane and just came roaring back. That could have been worse. He leaves a single pin spare. He should be thanking his lucky stars for that. Both of these players list Packy Hanrahan as their favorite PBA player. And Cody covers the 6-pin and bounces it out past the rake. So Logan is being told to hold up while we dispatch someone down there to remove that pin from the gutter. So while we have a moment, I'll tell you that our next broadcast, Prodigy Bowlers Tour, will come to you from Revolutions Lanes and Fun Center in St. Joseph, Missouri, the KCO May Point Tournament. That is the final point tournament of the season. The tournament after that will be the KCO Invitational, and then the Prodigy TOC, as we see the pin being removed from the gutter. And the all clear is given. And Logan Glinka will be free to start his game on the right lane. We saw this guy in Lawrence back in November. I love his game. Yeah, that's a pretty good testimonial right there. If you're going to bowl one-handed, this is a pretty good game to copy. Especially if you're tall and lanky like he is. Look at this. Ball not only under his head, it's a little inside of that, which is good. Look at it. It's maybe 1.5 inches from his ankle. That is ideal. He's in good balance. He buried that one. Those pins had no chance. Well, that one drifted a little high on him. He's lucky he didn't have the 4-9. But the 4 fell late, and he leaves just the 9-pin. Should pose no problem for a player of his caliber. And that 9-pin is in the pit. Well, both of these guys say they have a future in the medical field. Cody wants to be a dentist. Logan, not as specific. He just wants to go into the medical field some way, somehow. Tell you what, you leave enough of those 7 pins and you'll need a doctor. He'll take out his white spare ball and go straight at it. He's been rock solid on those today. This guy is quite a personality. When I took his picture today, he wanted to give me the thumbs up. I didn't have the heart to tell him it probably would be cropped out of the shot. Another solid strike. Watch it again. I think I said earlier that he was a 4-step guy. He's actually 5. He takes a real small first step. However he gets there, it's very effective. Well, it looked like Logan just kind of overthrew that one. He just gave it a little more speed than it needed, so it never had a chance to get into a roll on the back end. Like a golfer hitting a putt a little too hard. He hits it through the break. But he makes short work of the 7-pin. Logan says his best moment in bowling came when he won the state in high school bowling and shot 300. He also has a sister who bowls, and she's actually won a KCO this year. Logan's sister, Megan, is already eligible for the Prodigy Tournament of Champions at the end of the year, so Logan's just trying to join her. Throw enough of those and you're liable to. And another 7-pin. Cody's got to be thinking, what do I have to do to get that 7-pin to go? One of the great mysteries of our game, that. But he's got part of it figured out. He keeps making it. That's good. The players to our left on lanes 7 and 8, that's Division 2. And we will fill you in on how their stepladder finals played out when we get to the end of the show after we talk to our winner. Oh my goodness. One of Cody's fans hollers out, "Sorry." Yeah, apologizing for that shot that was wide left, striking somehow. Look at that. He gets that thing out to about the 2 board. It's a little wider than I think he wanted. But it was a strike. And I don't know if that got to Logan a bit or if that was just an errant throw, but in any case, it goes to the nose. Logan leaves what can be a pesky little spare, the 3-6. We saw it cost Landon Stoddard a berth in the stepladder today when he chopped it, and look at this. Logan slipped at the line, or slipped or stuck or something. He had a footing issue at the foul line, or did he hit his ankle? I'm not sure. But whatever the case, it was an errant throw, and, well, an open frame when he really couldn't afford one. That cost him 14 pins right there, and he is now chasing from behind. And I think maybe that got to him a little bit, because that was not his best throw. A Brooklyn hit, leaving the 5-9. Got to be a little careful with this one. He makes it easily. But he is not a happy camper, and I can understand why. But now Cody with a strike working and a 14-pin lead. He can run away and hide if he can throw a couple of strikes here. There he gets that 7-pin to snap out of there. That's what he's been looking for. Watch it again. This time, keep your eyes on the 4-pin. The second one from the left. This time it's going to go to the left wall and come back and smack out that 7. Oh my goodness. He's way out by the edge that time. Another sorry from the gallery. Yeah, you should be sorry for this one. This was almost a gutter ball. Watch this. That's on the 1 board. It's hanging over the edge of the gutter. That could have been a 0 count. Oh my. That's all you can do, Cody, is smile at your good fortune. Logan, not smiling so much. He'll let his ball do his talking and laughing for him. But he's going to need to string a few here at the end if he wants to get back in this. Trailing by 34. This was a good one. Out to about 8 at the break point. The light shaker gets them all to go. Now he's just about got to strike here to have much of any chance. Can't throw him much better than that. I just love this guy's swing. Just straight back, straight through. He whips through the release. It's so loose and such a free arm swing. There's no tension in it. Much to like about Logan Glinka's game. There's Cody Spangler with another strike. That's 4 in a row. Just when you thought he couldn't carry the 7-pin, he snaps him out a couple times in a row. Here he is with that little short first step. It is a 5-step approach. He's kind of a planter, even though he does slide maybe an inch. Anytime you see him go with the heel first on the final step, that's the sign of a planter. A slider will go with the ball of their foot first. And there's another strike. Goodness gracious. He's figured out the pair, I'd say. Logan, you are in dire straits now, buddy. That was a more reasonable line. That only got out to about 4. His heart didn't skip a beat that time. Well, the messenger delivered the message, but he delivered it to the mailbox next door. Doesn't get the 10. And that is just about going to spell the end of the road for Logan Glinka here in match 2. He covers the 10, but, well, let's just do the math. 3 strikes in the 10th will give him 204. Cody is sitting at 199 if he doesn't throw another ball. Pretty sure he will. And so much for the idea of Logan striking out. That's going to do it right there. Cody Spangler wins the match sitting on the bench. And Logan will have to wait for another time. That one did not matter. It's a 180 final score for a young man who has a 782 to his credit. And his 300 game, not going to help him today, though. Cody working on a 5-bagger. Make that 6. Well, it took him a little while to get this lane figured out, but I'd say he's got it wired now. Possible 259. Well, 248 now. With a spare. That's pretty good. Pretty good. That'll win a lot of matches. .248 it is for Cody Spangler and these 2 high school teammates from Washburn Rural. Exchange a big bear hug on the lanes, and Cody Spangler is moving on to match 3. He will face our 2 seed, Tashawn Clark, when we return. A 180 game by Logan Glinka that really only had 1 mistake. Just wasn't quite enough. He stuck at the foul line and whiffed that spare, and, well, he just never quite regrouped after that. But, you know, when your opponent drops a 6-bagger on you in the latter half of the match, that doesn't leave you room for mistakes. So Logan Glinka has to settle for 4th place today, but I see he's entered in the field in St. Joseph in May, so we might just see him again. But for now, it's Cody Spangler who is advancing, and now he'll face our number 2 qualifier, Tashawn Clark. I've been expecting Tashawn to break through and win one of these, and maybe today will be his day. He's certainly been knocking on the door for much of the season. Cody is obviously lined up and seems quite comfortable on this pair of lanes, so I imagine Tashawn will need to bring his A game if he wants to get past Cody. But then again, Tashawn has been on fire in recent weeks in tournaments outside the KCO, so his confidence level must be as high right now as it's been all season. Cody once again will start the match. Tashawn has elected to finish first. And Cody shreds the rack. Sends everything and the kitchen sink over at the 10-pin. Watch this. He's only going to get about half the pocket, but the 5-pin and everything else just heads over to crowd the 10-pin off the deck. All right, to Sean Clark. Little high, but he trips the 4. This young man, 18 years of age, bowls out at Gladstone on the north side of town. You've seen Gladstone. Here he is at the bottom of the swing, like we see with so many of these power players, a ball little to the left of being right below his head. That is ideal for maximum leverage. What we don't like to see is for the ball to get outside the head, to the right of it. I thought that one was going to hook high, but it's set at the very end. And Tashawn with a double out of the gate, and he takes the early lead. Watch this. When it starts to hook, it looks like it's going to hook high, but then it just stopped. That 9-pin was a little late to go. He's kind of crowding the pocket just a little bit. Might want to nudge his feet about a board left. Or he's liable to do that. Cody, that ball just fractionally high. Took the 5 right off the 8. This is like the right-hander's 9-pin. Looks like a good shot. Was a good shot, but just a little too high. And he covers the 8-pin with ease, as you would expect. Cody, the youngest player in our 5-player field in the stepladder finals today in Division I. He's 16. Tashawn Clark is 18, so this is Tashawn's last year of eligibility as a youth bowler. There you go. I don't know who that is in the gallery yelling sorry, but I find it kind of funny. Tell you what, though, nothing to be sorry about with that shot. That was dead solid perfect. And this time it's Tashawn Clark who has some difficulty carrying the corner pin on the right lane. The 10-pin stubbornly refuses to go. He'll go cross lane at it. And covers it. First time we saw Tashawn Clark on Prodigy Bowlers Tour was at Gladstone last season, a year ago last October, at his home house. Oh no! Yikes. The Greek church. And he could have won his match, but he kind of threw a ball away. He was shooting at a simple single pin spare, and it just got away from him. Here's how you would shoot the Greek church if you had to make it. But I think early in the match, the proper play is to go for the 3. Oh! Well, he got 3, but he got 3 the hard way. That was close. It can be made either way, but when you're just going for count, just take the 3. He made the right play. Cody, I think, working on maybe tying his shoes. Is that what we had going on there? I'm not sure. He's got to strike up, and now he's got the lead. And you could almost predict a 7-pin on that shot because you could see he fell off balance when he let it go at the foul line. When that happens, you're not delivering the maximum leverage at your disposal. But I tell you what, he sure is good shooting that 7-pin. Strike spare, strike spare. On pace for something I don't think we've ever had on Prodigy, a Dutch 200. Dutch 200 is where you go strike spare the whole way, or spare, strike, either one. We've had a 300 on Prodigy, but we've never had a Dutch 200. And he keeps it alive with that strike. Boy, he shredded the rack that time. Watch this ball dig in on the back end. This is why you throw a hook ball, so that you can get the entry angle so the ball can penetrate, send that 5-pin over into the 10 like that. Oh, man. Tashawn almost left the Greek church again, as if the 6-7 weren't bad enough. Well, the good news, if there is any with this, is that this is a little more makeable. Although it's only about a 10 or 15 to 1 shot. Gets a little too much of the 6-pin. So that's back-to-back opens for Tashawn, and boy, he has dug himself a hole now. His one saving grace is that Cody hasn't been able to string any strikes so far. So the lead is only 19. But Tashawn needs to get busy. And throw some like that. That was a good one. He just moved his feet a little left, moved his eyes a little left at the arrows too. Keep that ball in the oil a little bit longer. As it feathers out to the right, it'll find the dry part of the lane, friction, and that'll bring it back. Cody, a little wide with that one. It didn't come back this time. He's lucky he got 9. That could have been a 3-7. Almost missed the head pin. Could have been a washout. But he leaves an easy spare, the 3-pin. And he covers it. Well, keeps that Dutch 200 alive at least. I know he's not trying for that. Oh, man. Talk about a crazy messenger. Watch the head pin. Once again, it's going to go to the right wall. And we'll start spinning somewhere along the way. Here it comes. Wow. That was entertaining. I don't think Tashawn found it particularly entertaining. And I know he wasn't real happy with that shot. He moved left like he did on the left lane, but on the right, it was a bit of an over-adjustment. And I tell you what, when a player starts making adjustments and they don't work, boy, that will perplex a player in a big hurry. He covers the 2-4-5, but the lead is 19. And once again, Cody will get up his next turn with a strike working. He hasn't been able to find a strike on the right lane this match yet, but if he does, he can take off running. There you go, Tashawn. Well, I think he has figured out the adjustment he needs to make on the left lane. Now he needs to figure out the right lane. Throwing it over about 23 at the arrows, out to about 7 or 8 at the break point. Down they go. And this time, Cody finds the right path on the right lane. And that Dutch 200 goes out the window, and I think he's just fine with that. Over about 12, out to about 7 or 6. Snaps out the 10 pin. Thank you very much. The lead is 29, and he can extend it to 39 with another strike here. And he does just that as the 6-8 go out late. Watch the 6-8 fall inward at the very end. Mark it down as a strike. All right, Tashawn. Here he gets that 10 pin to go that time. Take another look at that strike, and you'll see the 6 pin, the second one from the right, go to the right wall and come back and slap out the 10. All right, Tashawn with a possible 2-11 if he can get 3 strikes in the 10th. I don't know if it'll be enough, but at least he'll have a fighting chance. All right, there's one. That cuts the lead to 19. If he can get this second strike in the 10th, he can force Cody to mark. Only swinging it out to about 11 or 12. That keeps the ball from overreacting on the dry boards over on the right side of the lane. That is a smart way to play on the burn, especially if you have a fairly high rev rate. You really have to play there. He didn't like that one. He thought he lost it out to the right, but it had enough juice to get back and tickle the pocket. And he gets a light shaker to go. This was the critical shot of the match so far. Now count could prove important, so get them all if you can. Well, he finishes with a 5-bagger. Well, I tell you what, he'd sure like to have the 4th and 5th frames over. Those back-to-back opens were doomsday. Cody needs a mark. A spare of almost any kind, or certainly a strike. Okay. Nice commercial shot there, but he's got to make this 7-pin. We've commented on it before today. He has been rock solid on shooting the 7-pin today. He must make this one to win the match. And he starts clapping with the ball halfway down the lane. He knew it was good. And now he just needs 3 pins. 199 and the spare gives him 209. If he were to happen to get 2 pins here, we'd have a tie. And a major story, I would say. But that's good enough. 7 will get it done. That is a 216 to 211 victory for Cody Spangler, and he's won the first 3 matches in our stepladder finals today. And now he finds himself bowling for the championship against tournament leader Caden White next. Despite a pair of splits that led to open frames in the middle of the match, Tashawn Clark still closed strong and made it a close match. The final score, 216 to 211. Tashawn is in the field for the May Point Tournament in St. Joe, and I'm sure he has enough entries into the KCO this season to be eligible for the KCO Invitational in June. So he should have 2 more chances to qualify for the Prodigy Tournament of Champions, but he'll have to win one of these next 2 KCOs to do it. But that'll have to wait, as Cody Spangler has come through match 3 as the winner and now finds himself in the championship match against our tournament leader, Caden White. Caden won in December at the Adult Youth Doubles Tournament and will now look to join Rhett Ryman as the only 2-time winners on Prodigy so far this season. But he'll have his hands full tangling with this explosive left-hander. So far today, it seemed like every time you think Cody has lost his look on this pair, he finds it again and runs off a string of strikes. If he can keep that going for just this one more game, he can stamp his ticket to the Prodigy TOC. But look out for Caden White. He's been burning white hot in tournaments all across Kansas and Missouri these past few weeks. Cody Spangler setting his feet. No. Wants to move left a little bit. Nope. He's going to move back to the right. All right. Little indecision here to start. But I'll tell you what, once he settled on a spot to stand on, he committed to it and couldn't have thrown it any better than that. This might have knocked down 20 pins. Boom. All right, Caden, you may have your hands full. Caden White with a couple of tricks up his sleeve as well. Gets the light shaker to go, and we are off and running, both of them with a strike to start the championship match. Caden with the ball right under his head at the release point. His fingers at the very bottom of the ball down in Antarctica. That's where all the power is. Think of the ball like a globe. You want your fingers down in Antarctica for maximum revolutions. Well, you just can't throw it any better than that. Caden with a double out of the gate. Here it is again. Over about 18 at the arrows, out to about 8 at the break point, and look out, pins. Here comes a freight train. Well, Cody got around that one a little bit. Most of the day he stayed more or less behind the ball. He does get around it more than I'd like to see, but he got around that one a little more. When that happens, you aren't going to kick out the corner pins as much. But he's been perfect on his 7 pins today. And I tell you what, if you're a left-hander, you're going to leave lots of 7 pins, so you better know how to make it. For a right-hander, it's the 10 pin. You'll leave more of those than any other spare. A reminder again, the players to our left on 7 and 8, that's Division 2. And we will fill you in on how their stepladder played out when we get to the end of the show after we visit with our winner today. Oh, man. Terrible break. He rips the 5 over into the 10, but it goes in front of the 10. May have even grazed it a little bit. He got just a bit of a wiggle. But we call that the swishin' 10. And all you can do is put it behind you and make the spare. And that's what he does. But now Caden with a double to start. He can throw 2 more strikes here. He can put himself in a commanding position early in the match. Caden, a fairly slightly built young man, so he uses the full approach to generate speed. Generated a little too much speed that time. The ball never really got into a good roll on the back end. And so he's left with a corner pin, the 7. Pretty easy spare. He's been really good with his spares all day today. He uses that plastic ball as his spare ball. By the way, at the end of the show, not only will we visit with our winner and fill you in on the Division II stepladder, but we'll also recap the entire list of all the KCO winners this year. They're all eligible for the Prodigy KCO Tournament of Champions in June. If you don't know if you're eligible, stick around. Right through the nose. And Caden pays the penalty, leaving the 4-6-7. Not really a whole lot you can do with this. Just take the 2 and hope something bounces out. It's 9 out for Caden, and with that, he will relinquish the lead. And now Cody would love to string a couple of strikes here and get that lead to grow just a little. Gets the light shaker. Puts up the X. Now he'd love to get another one to extend his lead to 14. Take another look at that strike. He's been amazingly consistent today. I loves me some light mixers. Oh my goodness gracious. Can't throw it any better. But he is haunted by the stone 9. Just like a stone 8 for a right-hander. That was the undoing of Vincent Valdez in Cody's first match. Oh my. He's been so good with his spares today. And then an unforced error. An easy spare, missed. And Caden White takes the lead, sitting on the bench. Coming off an open of his own. I bet he will pour this one in the pocket. Crunch. And now he has a chance to run away and hide if he can start a little string here. Caden a little up on his toes at release. That's because he runs up there so fast. He not only generates speed by the length of his approach, but by the pace of it as well. Oh my! That's the break of the day so far. That could have been a split. That could have been just about anything. I think this will be the 2-pin that comes off the left wall, spinning around and kicking out the 6. That's one you don't see every day. That's how you snap out the 7-pin. Cody with a strike in the 6th. Watch it again. Once again, this will be the 4-pin, the second one from the left. It'll go to the left wall and come back and tomahawk out the 10. Love it. And he gets another one just like it. And that will cut Caden's lead down to just 8 pins. There he was a little more behind the ball as he came through it. You get a more penetrating roll that will tear through the pins a little more effectively. The more behind the ball you can stay. Oh my, he's got all the shots today. Caden White with a light hit. Could have been a 2-8, could have been a 2-8-10. But I think it's going to be the head pin that goes to the left wall, comes back, knocks the 4 into the back of the 2-pin. He has a repertoire of strikes. And that's the kind he likes. Solid in the hole. And now Caden's working on a 4-bagger. Watch that one again. Comes right up the back of the ball from the bottom of the ball. That's how you put maximum revolutions on it. Oh, and Cody gets the 4-pin to slap out the 10. A little love tap that time. That didn't look like it was going to go. It had week 7 written all over it. But at the very last instant, the 4-pin will get the 7. Just barely. All right. The lead is 18. A strike here would cut it to single digits. Oh, man. The swish and 10 again. We've seen that before today. And that makes a huge difference as being 19 down as opposed to being 9 down heading into the 10th frame. Well, that's just night and day. He covers the spare, but boy, Caden White has the hammer in his hand now. If he gets a strike here in the 9th frame, he can just about blindfold himself in the 10th and win it. Although I wouldn't recommend that. Bullseye. Caden and his girlfriend Haley Hill finished 3rd in the Missouri State Doubles Tournament. Caden won the HOA in November and January. He won in Chillicothe at the Midwest Youth. In February, he finished 2nd in March, 2nd in April, and now he can cap it all with a win at the KCO. He doesn't even need a strike. Good count will get it done right here. That's pretty good count right there, and that's a winner. Caden White has won the Division I title at the 2024 Kansas City Open April Point Tournament here in Leavenworth at Crown Lanes. And I'll tell you what, he was taking his cue from that fire-breathing dragon out in the front yard. He was a fire-breathing bowler on the lanes today. He ran away from the field in the qualifying round. And he did to Cody what Cody was doing to everybody else earlier in the stepladder. He just took a little while to get lined up, but then he ran off a little 5-bagger, and Cody just couldn't catch him. So a 233 for Caden White. That'll get it done. Oh my. We have seen a few of those solid 8s and solid 9s today by both right-handers and left-handers. And I know it's partly due to the fact that they have these twister pins here in Leavenworth. I am frankly not a fan of these pins. I think they are a little too lively. But centers use them because they're more durable and they last longer, so they're less of an expense, but I just think they fly too crazy. And he gets another one. Well, that'll teach you to hit the pocket, Cody. It's Caden White Day at the KCO in Division I. He's won the Division I championship. I'll bet he's a happy boy. And we'll find out just how happy he is when we visit with him right after this. So this time it was Caden White who served Cody Sprangler a dose of his own medicine, stringing enough strikes in the latter half of the match to put some distance between himself and his opponent, and Cody just couldn't catch him. Cody had a nice ride today, winning the first 3 matches, but his quest to win the KCO in his first appearance at a KCO came up just short, as Caden White now joins Rhett Ryman as the only 2-time winners on Prodigy Bowlers Tour so far this season. So with that, it's time we sit down and visit with our winner. Oh my gosh! Look who found his way to the winner's circle. Again, at Crown Lanes. You know, you keep doing this at Crown Lanes, pretty soon they're gonna paint you green and stick you in the yard outside. Maybe put a little fire coming out of your mouth or something. You're a fire-breathing bowler today. Caden White?
Yeah.
How did you do it?
Well, my spare game today was great. I only missed 1 single pin and 1 tough spare, but really I only had one split today, which was in the final, and I was able to clean up all my frames, and thankfully my ball did a lot of striking.
Well, your ball didn't do the striking, although, okay, there's the ball.
The harsh reality.
Okay, well, the harsh reality is today, nobody could keep up with Caden White. You know what this means. There you go. There's the box of pens. You're already qualified for the Prodigy Tournament of Champions. This just means you become our second two-time winner this season, joining Rhett Ryman. And that makes the Player of the Year balloting a little more interesting.
Today's 4-7.
Today is 4-7.
4-7.
Yeah, sure, I'll go with it. I usually know these things.
All right.
Well, is there anything else you would like to share with the vast worldwide audience of Prodigy Bowlers Tour?
I'm happy to be here. That's really all.
And we're happy to see you win another one. Congratulations. It's Caden White, your winner today
Thank you,
at the
guys.
KCO. As I mentioned earlier, the group to our left on lanes 7 and 8 was Division 2. And here's how their stepladder played out. In the opening match, the 5 seed, Brennan Inlos, fell to the 4 seed, Jacob Thompson, 226 to 188. Then in match 2, Jacob uncorked a little 246 scratch, 260 net, to defeat the 3 seed, Alexandria Beals. In match 3, Jacob Thompson won a close one over the 2 seed, Austin Wallace Fish, 206 to 199. And in the championship match, it was tournament leader Bennett Van Dyke who prevailed over Jacob Thompson, 237 to 203. So congratulations to Bennett Van Dyke on his Division II win. On our last show, you saw Curtis Jones take the Division V title. And we told you about how Cortland Worrell won in Division III and Caston Meyer won the title in Division IV. So congratulations to all 5 champions at the 2024 Kansas City Open April Point Tournament here at Crown Lanes in Leavenworth. As I've been mentioning all season, the kids who win a KCO division title in all divisions this year, whether their division was featured on Prodigy Bowlers Tour or if their division was merely seen in the periphery on the show, they're all eligible and are invited to participate in the season-ending Prodigy Bowlers Tour Tournament of Champions, where we'll have some nice awards for both the Scratch and Handicap division winners. And we'll award the coveted trophy pin to the victor in the final showdown. Plus, we'll name the PBAA, that's Prodigy Bowlers Across America, Player of the Year. Here are the names of all the division winners thus far this season through the April Point Tournament. Like last year, we'll divide the field into 2 divisions, Scratch and Handicap. Now, a few of the players on our Scratch list actually won while they were in a Handicap division, but they since got rated up and they're in Division 1 now. So assuming they stay there through the end of the season, they'll be bowling in the Scratch division at the TOC. We'll be sending out emails to all these contestants in the next few weeks, and we hope to see them all at the Prodigy TOC on Sunday, June 23rd at Olathe Lanes East. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up. If you like what we do on Prodigy, smash the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever we post new content. Leave a comment and share the video on social media to help us grow the channel. To support the work that goes into producing Prodigy Bowlers Tour, become a Prodigy patron. For just $5 a month, you'll get early access to our shows, and for just $10 a month, you'll get early access and you'll get your name in the show's closing credits as an executive producer. You know, like the big money folks do in Hollywood. Visit www.patreon.com/Prodigy Bowlers Tour and follow the prompts to become a patron. To keep up with all things Prodigy, join our Facebook group. Type Prodigy Bowlers Tour into the search bar on Facebook and hit enter. That'll take you to a page where you'll be presented with 3 screening questions. Be sure to answer them or your request to join the group will be declined. Once you're approved, you'll be privy to all the behind-the-scenes stuff from Prodigy Bowlers Tour. For information about the KCO, visit their website at www.kansascityopen.com. Well, that's a wrap for this episode of Prodigy Bowlers Tour. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing to the channel. Our next shows will be from Revolutions Lanes and Fun Center in St. Joseph, Missouri. Until then, this is Coach Randy reminding you to stay behind the foul line and keep kicking out the corner pins, not the foul lights or ball returns. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time from St. Joe. In the meantime, go get your bowl on.